Shazam! Today I went to see Shazam in cinemas, the new DC movie, and I thought I would give you my 2 cents on the film. Shazam, DC's Shazam, Warner Brothers, DC's Shazam. Okay, so we're well in the deep with superheroes movies at the moment. Lots of superhero movies, and to be honest, I'm kind of getting like a bit over it just because they're becoming a bit formulaic, and Shazam is no exception to that. It's fairly straightforward. There's a bad guy, there's a good guy. The good guy doesn't realize he's got his, full strength, and then he has to kind of overcome it with pretty cliche methods. It definitely has that kind of iconic DC feel about it, which is good. I'm glad that they kind of kept that, because cinematically DC movies have done really well. It's just, everything else about it. The other problem that I have with it is that because we're going so deep down into the superhero genre now, it's starting to become a trend where you play on the superhero tropes a bit. So like they'll kind of subvert a superhero trope by, poking a joke at it or making it fun. And for the most part it's good, but the jokes do get a bit predictable after a while. The other thing that I wasn't really a big fan of was the Shazam character himself. Honestly, I think my biggest problem with him was just that he was too bubbly. Like he looked like maybe just a bit too big, a bit too muscly. I don't know if that was actually him or not, but I'm gonna assume that there's quite a lot of padding in that, superhero Shazam suit. He just looked like a bit too bubbly. He looked like more of a bubble man instead of kind of clean cut like what, the peak human physique would look like. Personally, that's just me. I don't know. Maybe some people like their men bubbly. There seemed to be like a weird disconnect between the kid Shazam and the non-kid Shazam. The character didn't quite roll through that transformation, and even though they did kind of pop back and forth a few times, it still didn't quite feel like the same character as much as I was hoping it would be. The adult Shazam was definitely kind of more big and boisterous and in his element and really loud and bombastic and all that kind of stuff, which being a superhero you probably would be. But then the kid just seemed to be a bit more reserved and didn't talk as much, and it would have been nice to see some of those kind of characteristics follow through in the superhero version of himself. But hey, was this movie a complete disaster? Nah, I think it was fine. I think you can have fun with it. I don't think it's the worst DC film that's come out. My main problem with it is just that it subverts superhero tropes so constantly that it becomes quite predictable and boring after the end of it. So that's what I thought of Shazam in a nutshell. If you want to see it in a bigger nutshell, definitely stay tuned for the Film Slice podcast. So definitely stay tuned for that. That comes out every Tuesday on YouTube and on iTunes and stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. What did you think of Shazam? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Shazam. Do you agree with my points? Do you think I'm a complete idiot? Either way, let me know. Give me your thoughts. It would be interesting to see your perspective on that one. Cool. Yep, that's it. That's all I had to say. Okay, bye.